Adi Babu. If you don't have any idea, I will give some introduction.
No, I don't know about PEGA tool, but I have gone through your demo.
Okay, fine. Okay, so coming to this tool, so it's purely a development tool actually. So we can develop any type of web applications. We can develop any type of web applications using this PEGA PRPC tool. And one more thing is, it is a Java-based application. It is a purely Java-based application. But don't worry, here we will not write any coding and all. So total development and design will be so drag and drop or point and click means. So everything is available within the PEGA tool only. So all the options, all the services, functions, libraries, controls, everything comes built in with the PEGA tool here. So only thing you have to do is select the required function or select the required control and just design the application. So not even you will write a single line of code at the time of designing the any application. So no need to write any code. But this total PEGA tool is developed using the J2A environment. Means in the backend, so automatically it will generate the Java code. So automatically it generates the Java code. And one more thing is, it comes under BPM category, means business process management category. See, in the current market, so many BPM tools are there. Those are all are nowhere compared. We cannot compare those other tools with this PEGA BPM. It is a most advanced tool in the present market. So in the BPM market, so no other tool is competition to this PEGA. So those are all some middleware tools. So but those are all called as BPM only. So those tools are also called as BPM tools. And middleware functionality is built in the PEGA tool also. So normally middleware functionality comes built in with the within the PEGA tool. And one more thing is, this PEGA started around 1983 or 84. So later it is also started as a middleware tool only. Later, around in 1990s, so they started as a development tool. So like from started with 1x version, and later on increasing the version, so they modified the tool like 2x version, 3x version, and 4x, 5x. So the recent versions from the past 3 or 4 years, the recent versions are 5.5, 5.6, 6.1, 6.2, 6.3, and the latest is 7.1. Okay, so in the present market, so maximum companies are using, so only 10 or 20% are using 6.2, and around 70% of the companies are using 6.3, and only PEGA systems is using 7.1. It will take some time, so in order to implement in other companies, so they are working on that. Okay, so the most of the companies, even if you go for entries, so they will ask the 6.2 or 6.3 versions. So but there is no difference between these two versions. So all the features and everything is same in these two versions. Okay, the training will be given on 6.3 version currently. And coming to this, so BPM. So BPM is actually contains some features like, so the main feature of this BPM is to improve the business performance of the application. For improving the business performance of the application, and also automating the work, means nothing is done manually here, everything is automated. So like setting up the databases, configuring the web services, like everything will be automatically done. So no need to do it manually, anything will not do manually. And like so many features will be there. So all the features will be incorporated to all the BPM tools in the market. But so apart from these BPM features, PEGA will have its own features. So PEGA BPM tool will have its own features apart from the BPM features. BPM features means they will be common for all the BPM tools in the market, but every tool will have its own individual features. So there the difference comes. In some other BPM tools, if you want to know, in the market we have some tools like Lombard, TIBCO, we cannot, it is a partially BPM tool, TIBCO, Oracle, JBPM, ALBPM, Epion, Savvy. So like that, so many tools will be there, but they are all nowhere compared to this PEGA. So it just there are some tools which mainly they are used for middleware functionalities. But PEGA, we can develop. PEGA is used for developing new applications and also converting existing applications into PEGA environment. So PEGA will have so many features when we compare with other BPM tools in the market. And PEGA is also called as PRPC tool. So in real time, we used to call it as a PRPC tool. Means PEGA Rules Process Commander. PEGA Rules Process Commander. Actually, so I told that, so this PEGA is built using a Java. It is a Java-based application, and so which is designed and developed using the Java environment. See, what are the rules I am saying here? PEGA rules. These are nothing but some classes, some built-in classes which are already designed using the Java coding in the backend. So all these rules are nothing but PEGA rules are nothing but. So in Java terminology, we can call them as libraries or classes. We can call. So these are rules are nothing but either libraries or classes. And process commander means some storage area for storing all these built-in rules. So for storing all these built-in rules in the PEGA environment, PEGA tool. So this process commander is a storage area. So normally we used to call it as PEGA rules process commander. And one more thing is, so it is also in the previous versions like 5.5x versions, it is also called as, so PEGA is called as either BPM or BRE tool. So BPM is business process management or business rules engine. So which is the engine contains all the rules, all the classes or libraries. So don't worry. So the terminology will be different. So but whatever the work we are doing, so everything will be same only. So but the terminology will be slightly different apart from that. And see, when we compare this PEGA with any other languages or which are existing languages or anything, so the mainly we can compare with the Java technology, because whatever we can do in the Java, same thing we can also do in PEGA also, but here in a different manner. So in Java means for everything, so many things will be there. So like writing, coding, so structs, so many things will be there. So but in PEGA, all those things can be performed in this single tool. Within this tool only, we can perform all those things. So but there are so many advantages over this Java technology. So PEGA has so many major advantages and so some more features when we compare with this Java technology. See here some simple differences I'll tell you. So normally we in Java we used to call as libraries, right? Object-oriented libraries, and in PEGA we used to call them as object-oriented rules. So using these rules only, so we can develop anything. So our own user-defined rules we can develop in the application. So whatever we are developing, so all those comes under user-defined rules. So using these existing classes, we can create our own. So here we used to call as rules, user-defined rules. So but in PEGA we used to develop using the libraries, existing libraries. So this is some difference between PEGA and Java. And main thing is, the main difference comes here. So here the development, at the time of development, if you take the time, cost or maintenance cost, so everything will be So differentiate. So in Java, the development time is taking 1 year time. The same thing we can in Pega we can complete in 6 months. So at this same time, cost of production, maintenance cost, so everything is very less in Pega technology. So it is overall, you can say, so the production cost, the manpower, the time, cost of production it is taking for developing the application. So everything is very less, and easily it will be benefit for both the clients and the organization. So normally who are the companies using this Java, they are converting into this Pega environment, because see, any application whatever we can develop in Java, the same application we can also develop using the Pega also. So any domain you take. So normally in Pega most of the domains will be related to finance, insurance domain applications, banking related, most will be banking, healthcare, marketing related applications. So any type of domain you take, so we can develop any application, any domain we can take. So and also here in Pega there will be some built-in frameworks also will be there. You will not get in personal edition, so those will be there in the enterprise edition. So according to the domain based, here we will have some built-in frameworks will be there, so they can use that frameworks also in real time. So for example, if you take banking, for that there will be a separate framework. For health insurance, so there will be a separate framework. For healthcare, there will be a separate framework. So the process again, so the development is also becomes very easier. So not only we are writing coding, so by drag and drop also again the task becomes very easy here. Okay, so then like this, so there will be very less pressure on at the time of the development also. And coming to some other differences, so one more thing is the maintenance costs also very less here. So when we compare this with Java, it will save more than 40 to 60% of the production cost. So that is one of the main advantage. So not only the Pega projects, even Java projects also we can do in the Pega. So they will convert into all the business logic, they will convert into Pega environment, and they can do the total maintenance in the Pega language also. Okay, so not only these projects in Pega, so they will also do the maintenance projects in different language, so from different technologies like Java, .NET or anything. So which is a benefit for both the clients and organizations. And coming to performance wise and security wise also, so it is better than Java technology. So because here most of the applications are related to banking, insurance and finance, so it provides more security and better performance. Okay, these are some of the differences. And coming to web services and connecting the databases, so even these also will be automatically, no need to manually configure them. So automatically some connectors are built in the Pega tool itself. So there will be some connectors, some 8 to 10 types of connectors are there, like SOAP connector, Java connector, .NET, SQL, so HTML, so many 𝐬𝐯𝐵, so many connectors are there. Just suppose if they want to call any external web service or anything, so just they'll give the endpoint URL and automatically create a connection here. So the task will be very easy here. Any type of web services we use, so the task will be very easy. And the same time, database. So if you take a web application, so compulsory database is required. So Pega supports, and before that, so the configuring, so there is no need to separately configure the database every time. Automatically at the time of installation itself, Pega installation itself, it will install the database also. And here the database is internal to the Pega tool. The database is internal to the Pega tool here. What happens then? Any database you use, the process will be same only. So what are the database? Even if you use Oracle, DB2, PGSQL, Universal Database, Sybase, MySQL. So any database use, here we will not write any queries or anything. So all the logical operations if you want to perform, so like insert, delete, fetching, anything. So anything can be performed using some methods will be there, predefined methods will be there. If you want to perform any kind of function like inserting or deleting or fetching, we are only using the predefined methods. Under the methods again we can write the logic. So queries will not be, so we will not write any queries here. Any database use, we will not write any queries. No need to have any database knowledge also here. So just by point and clicking will generate the table. Later if you want to map the data to the database, for that we are having some predefined methods will be there. So not only for this database, for any kind of logical operation if you want to perform in Pega, so all the methods are predefined here. And so for every method again there will be some parameters will be there. So just we need to map those parameters, and we can write some conditions under the methods also. So those also available in the drop down only. See, everything and anything is available in the drop down, or just we have to select that particular option and select that thing. Okay, so if we take a name method, so for every method we'll have some parameters. Again we can write some conditions for every method like precondition, post condition, and we can add some logic for that method. So means finally we are all these things we are doing for the fields in the form. If you want to add any logic, so just selecting the method, and later if you want to insert means, so you select the property name and property value, so we'll map the data. So like this so many things will be there. So everything will be done using the methods only. Any logical operations if you want to perform, any action we want to perform, everything can be done using the methods only. Okay, these are some of the main differences over this Java language. And coming to the Pega editions, Pega, first of all some system requirements for installing the Pega software. So the minimum system requirements are maximum. Okay, first of all coming to OS, Windows 7 or Windows 8 operating system. It must be 64-bit operating system. Okay, either Windows 7 or Windows 8 with 64-bit operating system. So it is a must. Means 32-bit it will not install. So it must be 64-bit operating system. RAM size minimum 2 GB, and in the C drive at least 20 GB free space. So normally it will, by default it will go to the, so wherever the program files are located it will install in the C drive only. Even if you want to change the, suppose in Windows 7 if you want to change any other path also, we can change, but it will not install properly. So by default wherever the program files are there, it will take that path. Okay, minimum 20 GB must be there for installing this Pega. So these are minimum system requirements. Anyone can install the Pega, this software in your systems. And coming to the editions, so there are two types of editions will be there, personal edition and enterprise edition. Coming to the, see this personal edition, so it is a free edition and is a full-time version. So means once you install personal edition we can work anytime. And the same time enterprise edition, it is used in real-time applications, so it will cost around lakhs or in crores of rupees. And personal edition, so I will tell you the difference. So there will be slightly difference will be there. So the difference is personal edition will have limited database and server. So apart from that, so what are the what are the options we have in enterprise edition? Same options we'll get in personal edition also. Here also we can develop a full-fledged application. Here also we can develop the total application. So only thing is, so limited database, like limited database memory will be there, and limited server, means it is sufficient for developing the applications here. So not, but enterprise edition is also same only. So here it supports all the databases. So normally in personal edition what happens is, along like a version wise there will be some default database will be there, and also default server will be there. Here we cannot choose the database and server by our own. So automatically along with the version we will get some limited database and limited server. So it is sufficient for us. And what I'm saying is, so there will be some default database along with the version, and default server will be there. So we cannot choose the database and server in the personal edition. Actually PEGA supports all the databases and servers, but in the personal edition, so by default we'll get the database and server, but in enterprise edition at the time of installation they can select the required database and server. So that will not happen in the personal edition. Only that is the difference. For example, if you take 6.3 version, in 6.3, see, along with the database and server it also installs Java in the backend. So if we install any version of the PEGA, along with the database and server it also installs Java in the backend, because this total application is a Java based application, so which is developed using a Java. So automatically it will install Java in the backend, and one database, if you take 6.3, PostgreSQL is the default database, and coming to the server, Tomcat is the default server. But if you take enterprise edition, it supports all the databases and servers like WebLogic, WebSphere, Tomcat. So they can choose the required server for that application. Okay. So the only difference is you'll have limited database and server. And one more thing is, in real time we'll get the frameworks will be built in the tool. That frameworks will not get in the personal edition. So only that is the difference. So rest of all the options whatever we have in enterprise edition, the tool will be same. So every option is same only. So only thing is, so the frameworks will not be there in the personal edition. Okay. And one more thing is, so coming to the features of this tool, the main features of this PEGA BPM. So anything, see, if you want to develop an application, there is no need to go outside or go away. So everything is integrated in the PEGA tool itself. Means if you want to design an application, like from designing part, development part, administration, security, and testing. So all these things can be done in the same PEGA tool itself. There is no need to install, apart from this PEGA, there is no need to install any other tools. Okay, everything comes along with the PEGA tool only. So all the things are integrated in this tool itself. So even the database is also internal to the tool itself. Means, so when we log into the tool, so even the data tables creation, mapping, so fetching, everything can be done from the PEGA tool itself. I'll show that thing later. And it supports all databases and servers PEGA. One more thing is version capability. So based on the application, so application can work in any version from lower to higher. Application can work in any version. And coming to the user interface part, so here, so it provides all the controls. See, for example, if you want to develop a form, so in that form, so if you want buttons, controls, so like radio buttons, drop downs, check boxes, like calendars, anything if you want to add, there will all the controls are there already available in the user interface part. So just where you need to just select that particular control and add to that field. So means what happens is, here at the time of property creation itself, we will give the data type of the property and what is the behavior of that property, and what is the control means how it should display in the web page and everything. So if you want to add any values to the property, so all those things will be given at the property level itself. So what we will do once a property is created, so how everything will be point and click only, no coding is used here. So property creation will be just manually, we will create a property, all the options will be there in the drop down, just select that options for that property, and once the property is created, just drag and drop. So like this, everything, not only this user interface, at the time of writing the conditions also, all the options are available in the drop down only. So just we have to give some conditions for your property. So just select the property name, and for that property you will add the conditions. So like this, so when you design the user interface, so everything is built in here. So anything if you want to design, so just by drag and drop or point and click, you will design the user interface. And coming to the already told web services. So for this web service also, all the connectors are available. So just we need to give the endpoint URLs, or so copy the methods, everything, and just we can connect to the metadata. So and for this also some predefined methods will be there. So using those methods we can connect to any type of web service. Okay. So these are some of the main features. And one more thing is, so if you want to log into the tool, so we are not working on a cloud, so any cloud-based, it is not a cloud-based application. It is a server-based application. For example, if you install the Pega software in your system, so first of all you have to start the server. Server will be there in your system itself. So first of all you will start the server, then you will log into the tool. Once the task is completed, you can log out and you can close the server here. So there is no need to have an internet connection. So whenever you want to log into the Pega tool, you will start the server, then log in, so again log out and again close the server. Normally after installing the software, so it will create these icons here: login icon, shutdown icon, startup icon. So just using this startup we can start the server. It will take around 3 to 4 minutes. So this is the server page, and we should not close that one. Just minimize once the server is started. Just minimize that server. Okay, I will open the login page. So click on this login page. We have to enter the user ID and password. So in real time, you will be provided with some user ID and some password for you. So for every developer, so there will be some user ID and password for logging to the tool. So based on that, so again in Pega here also there will be so many roles will be there. In Pega, different types of roles will be there. So normally system architect. So system architect, nothing but developers and business analyst and there will be administrator and manager. So these are all the 4 different types of roles are there, and for every role there will be separate portal will be there. For system architect we used to call as developer portal. For business analyst, BA portal. Administrator, admin. So actually no, separately there will not be any administrators. Either business analyst or manager will work as a administrator here. Separately there will not be any administrator team. Either this business analyst will act as a administrator. Manager, so total, so for his also there will be one separate portal will be there, manager portal, work manager portal. So the total monitoring of the application. So he will monitor the total application. He will have the access for the total application. And but so others, for example, if you take system architect, he will have only what are the task he is performing. He will have only access to that part. So other options and other access he will not get. Okay, only he will get the access of that part. Okay. So business analyst means so total requirements gathering, means assigning work for the developers. So all these access will be given to the business analyst, means so main architecture design and some setup creation. So many things will be there. We'll discuss in the coming sessions. So normally these are the different roles: system architect, business analyst, administrator, and manager. Okay, so developers comes under system architect here. And see, anytime, so they will not recruit as a, like these roles, business analyst they will not recruit, administrator they will not recruit, and manager they will not recruit. So even if you have 5 years or 6 years experience also, so you have to go as a developer only in Pega. So the role will be developer. Later on in the company, based on your experience, so you can write some certifications related to the business analyst, and you can move as a business analyst in that organization. So normally your role will be developer only. So like system architects, so based on the experience, senior system architect. So like that roles will be there for you. And see, this is the tool. So there will be some default user ID will be there, that is administrator@pega.com. Password is install is the default password. So this is the default ID. Anyone can log in. After that, they will create separate user IDs from this operator ID. So from this user ID, they will create say organization setup. So the first thing before starting any application, what they have to do is, so they have to create organization setup. So at the time of setup, they will create all these user IDs. So for example, so based on the application wise, for example, your application name is, for example, ABC. So your login ID will be systemarchitect@abc.com. So business analyst@abc.com. Administrator@, so manager@. So like this, the user IDs will be there. So again, they will rename the user IDs. So like save as button, they can create any number of IDs from this user ID. So like this, so all these things will be created at the time of organization setup. And one more thing is, so this setup in real time, this is a task of a business analyst. So normally this organization setup creation, so it will not be done by the developers. So developer will not do all these things. Business analyst will do this organization setup, and after that even class creation is also. So there will be, so for every application there will be one structure called class structure. Even this class structure is also created by the business analyst only. But in personal edition, we will do these things actually. So because in interviews they will ask about the class structure. So at the time we have to explain what is the class structure we are using in the application. So compulsory we should know about this, what is this class structure and how they will create. Because what happens is in interviews, a simple question they will ask, what is the class structure used in your application. So which is a basic and simple question. So if we are not telling that thing, so automatically, so they will get some bad impression. Okay. So these are the basic things for starting an application. So after the setup and class structure is created, so automatically, so what are the work assigned to the developers? So according to that, so they have to start the development. See here, so I'll open the developer environment. So this is administrator thing. I will open one login. So normally, see, if developers are developing anything, in this, 1 second. So normally, so this is called as a class structure actually. So but when you first time log in, this class structure will not be there. So we have to create by our own. So for example, the start-console-app is the class structure name. So for your understanding, simply we can say it is some workspace. So for creating your rules, so this is a class structure is some workspace, and so in the application there can be any number of classes. So for example, these are the subclasses under the main class. So this will be the main class. Under that again we can create some subclasses. So this is another subclass. So under this also we can create all the rules. So like if you're working on different modules in the application, so for every module you can create a separate subclasses here. So see the different categories here. If you want to create anything, so first of all we'll go to the new category. So this is the data model rule. Under the data model, all the properties creation and everything will be there. So all the fields creation. Under the process category, so like architecture designing. So flows is nothing but designing of the architecture. So like correspondences, so like email notification sending, service levels, validations, so work parties. So all are comes under process category. So decision means so total conditions. So these are all different rules are there where we can write conditions in different ways. So like decision rules, declare expressions, declarative rules will be there. So all comes under decision category. And user interface means under this, so total designing. So your designing of the forms will be done from the user interface category. Like integration connectors. So these are all the built-in. These are all built-in connectors. So based on the requirement, we can use the connectors here. So services mapping, all these things are related to this only. So again, services also will have what are the connectors we have. For them, we'll have the services also. And even reports creation is also done in the PEGA tool itself. Under the technical category, I told that. So we used to have some predefined methods will be there, right? So it will be done from the activity category. So I'll show one sample method. So these are all the, so some activity under this category only will create all the methods. So these are all the methods. So these are all the list of methods we have. So any action if you want to perform, so it will be done using the methods only. So again, every method will have some parameters will be there. So we have to, so using these parameters only, we will give all the logics and everything will be done. So every method contains some parameters. So different parameters will be there. So based on that, we have to give the mapping. So anything we can do using these methods. So you will not get any requirement to add any method also. So what are the methods we have? Those are more than enough. So we can do any type of thing using those methods. Okay. And even the database. So check even the data tables creation and all will be done in the PEGA internal only. See here. So all the tables creation and all the, so where we can map the data to the database. So we can fetch the data from this database. See here. So if you want to create a table, add a new data table. So no need to write any queries. Just manually we will add the properties in this dialog box. So for every, so we have to provide a name for this table, some description, parent class, and add the properties manually. So by clicking on insert arrow, so we can manually add the properties, and finally click on generate option. So no need to write any queries. So these are all the tables automatically. Table is, when the table is created, it will be saved under the data tables category. We can see the property names here. So this is how if we can pass the data. So normally manually we will not add the data. The data will come from the user interface. Means when end user submit any inputs in the forms. For example, if end user submit any data, after submitting that data, so we are going to map the data to the database. Okay, for example, a sample form is there. In this sample form, if you are submitting any data, the same data will be stored in the properties in this table. So for that again, we will use this activities. So there is, under this activities, we will define some methods. So again, we will map that to the, finally in the flow diagram, we will add those things. So normally, so total design architecture, finally we will add in the flow diagrams. So like this, some hundreds of flows will be there in our application. So we will combine all those flows. So using these flow diagrams, so this is a, so user interface added here. So activity added in this shape. So many shapes will be there for designing the architecture. So we'll use these shapes for designing the architecture. So like this, anything we can do. So validations we can define, constraints, on change, or we can write decision rules. So anything if you want, anything can be done in the Pega tool itself. Any logical. You see here. So adding conditions also different formats will be there. Tree format, table format. So this is one type of format. So where we can add nested conditions and normal conditions like if condition, else if condition, we can define in this format. So just we will add select the property, and all these things will be selected in the drop down only. Okay. So everything is done manually only. Okay. See, automatically, see here it will generate the Java code in the backend. If you design the user interface, it will automatically generate the Java code in the backend. No need to write any code here. So it will automatically generate the code, and also it will also generate the HTML also in the backend. So like nothing to do manually here. Everything will be generated automatically. Okay. So okay, from your side, if you have any queries, you can ask me. So this is the just introduction. If you have any queries, anything to ask. So from my side, you'll get the Pega soft. Okay, tell me. Okay, tell me.
No, I just actually I'm thinking, can we install this Pega software in MacBook?
Yeah, Mac also we can install. Okay, but fine. Through some VMware we have it.
Oh, means like I have to install VMware like XP VMware or Windows 7 VMware.
Yeah, Windows 7 VMware you can install.
Oh, okay, not like the XP on the system, right?
Directly.
Okay, and we can directly install in Windows 8, right?
Windows 8 we can directly.
Okay, so it means like this software is need to download from the
I will share all the details. Regarding the download link, I will share it to you.
Okay. No, actually I have enrolled for the Pega Academy.
Okay, no problem. I will share the thing.
Okay, fine.
Because again you require permissions to download all those things.
Okay.
You cannot directly.
Oh, okay.
So you can talk to your organization regarding. So if you have any, if you training wise, if you have any queries, you can ask me. Okay. Then I'm ending the session.
Yeah, one more. Hello.
Yeah, tell me.
Yeah, I can load in my system, no? Normally with
you can easily install the software. So just I told you, right, some basic requirements, Windows 7 or Windows 8 with basic 2 GB RAM. anyone can, we can install the software in your system.
Yeah, but where will I get that software? You are providing the software?
I will provide the software for you.
Fine.
Okay. Apart from this, you will get all the materials, all the recordings and all you will get. So daily wise. So daily, so you can practice in your system.
So daily, how many hours class?
1 hour. First week I will take for 1 hour. So later I will increase the time, 1.5 hours.
Okay. And the duration is 35 days, no?
Yeah, 30 to 35 days.
Okay. And after finishing the course, we can attend any like a job.
You can enter any interviews.
Like how many years experience I can put up? Like I have 14 years experience in different domains.
Okay.
But once I finish this one, I can put like 4-5 years experience.
4 years you can keep on Pega.
But how is the jobs in the market right now?
You are in India or?
I am in India right now. I came last year, last 2 months back only I came from other country.
Okay, no problem. You can, in India also the jobs are fine. Or you are, if you want to go back, there it's, so in US market, so many lot of jobs are there for Pega.
Yeah, that's what I'm coming for this class for US purpose only. Because
Okay.
I'm crossing H1B.
The market is very good in the USA. Don't worry.
But what about if I fail to go to US, I can get job in India also?
Even in India also the market is good, very good. When we compare with other languages, other technologies.
So how is packages like roughly? I don't know, just sorry for asking you. Normally how is the packages for
you compare with the US market here, because see, you already maybe in the US market you maybe have a different package, right? So here if you compare more than 10 lakhs only they will give in Indian market, you will get more than 10. So depending on what is the profile whatever you are keeping, depending on that you will get that.
Okay. One more thing is if I miss one class, so you will repeat again that.
You will get the you will get the recording of that session.
Oh, recording.
Repeating will not be repeated, but you will get the recording of that session. So anyway, daily you will get the recordings. Even if you miss also, but automatically you can check the recording session, recorded session. But it will not repeat the session already.
Okay. If I have any queries, I can ask in the.
You can ask in the middle class or in the next day at the starting of the session you can ask.
Okay, fine. And what about the support after finishing my course? How many days you will support? Till we get job, you will support?
Will be touching the mail also. You can no problem.
Okay. In the real time also, if you get
Support
any problem.
For the real time, for that there will be separate thing will be there. So if you want to after job support or before job support, so till before job support will be there. Again, still after getting the job also, if you need support, so again for that some packages will be there.
Okay, fine. Are you showing any job placements like after completion?
No, we don't provide any placements and all. So, but I will guide you in that.
Okay, fine. And what about the payment mode, like single time or any?
You can ask your organizer.
Who is that? Organizer.
Your organizer, yeah.
Okay, fine. Not your, okay. Fine.
Okay. Now you can have that session. I will start the session.
Hello?
Continuous sessions will be there from Monday or Tuesday.
Yeah, what, Monday or Tuesday, but the timing is 6:30 only, no?
Timing 6:30, same timing.
Yeah,
Morning
6:30.
Yeah, this time is same. The same time.
Fine. Otherwise, you can finish this class a little bit fast, like every day you take 2 hours and you can finish up a little bit.
I will do the thing. So first starting 1 hour I will take. So later I will increase the time.
Okay, I will give more examples. Okay, fine, thank you.
Okay.
What your name is?
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Okay, fine. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you everyone.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Hari. Bye.